The day I'll never forget, May 2nd, 2021. It was a quiet Saturday. It was me and my husband's 5th anniversary. Early that morning, we exchanged our usual subtle kisses, stomach-churning laughs, and visions of our future kids as we laid in bed. In the middle of talking, he surprised me with tickets to a Peter Collins concert at the Aparo Pier. So we quickly showered, got dressed, and left out to begin our day. And that's the last thing I remembered before entering the Twilight Zone. Yes, the Twilight Zone. One minute I was walking hand in hand with my husband's the garage.
The next minute I'm standing here outside this building. I was alone in a town that I did not recognize. Our car was nowhere in sight. My husband was nowhere to be found. And no one was answering the phone. Him, our family, and our friends. If that wasn't odd enough, my instincts took a back seat, and I was now being led by this unspoken force that I can't explain, directing me in which ways to go. Of all my years, I've never been this startled in my life. Had I lost my mind? Was this a sick prank? Or was this the worst nightmare I've ever experienced? I didn't know where I was heading, or rather, where I was being led to, but I needed answers. Overwhelmed, scared, helpless, all the things I felt right now. It was cool out, but there was a muggy and a warm current of air slamming against my neck, waltzing forward towards underneath a highway. I was gonna go left, but that unspeakable force told me no. The wrong way sign was enough confirmation. So, I ran across the highway and approached a couple of men conversing with each other. I asked the first guy where I was, and he yelled at me, told me I didn't belong here. He told me to leave. And I asked the second guy if he could tell me where I was or what I was near, and he didn't answer. At this point, I was flustered and confused. I got yelled at for asking a simple question, ignored next. Dare I ask the other guy? He looks out of his mind. My Google Maps isn't functioning. For some reason, it's not picking up my location. Still, no one is answering the phone, and I'm unfamiliar with this town. I have no car, no wallet, no money. I can't even get an Uber. This is absolute craziness. And I can't stay here all day. So, I decided I'll just walk until I see a familiar place. After exploring for what seemed like ages, I finally found our apartment 4 towns over. Yes, I know, I don't get out much, introverted problems. I rampaged in with the expectation of seeing my husband, but I guess that would be too easy for stories like these, huh? The TV was on, just like we left it, like a memory frozen in time. I searched everywhere. Our bedroom, our closet, the bathroom, the kitchen. Calling out his name started to become a song. Everything was in place, just like this morning, untouched, untampered with, just like we left it. I decided to try our house phone to contact him and our parents, but I had no luck. It went straight to answering machine. My husband has an office for his work as a tech engineer. Thought maybe he'd be in there with his earphones on like usual, but it was cold and empty, and just like he left it. I took the elevator down to our garage, and my confusion and helplessness heightened. I was mind-boggled to see that 2 of our cars were missing. We bought his and hers Range Rovers last year, We used his to travel this morning. But where is mine? Where is his? Does he still have his with him? This still wouldn't explain mine's disappearing. Did we lend it to someone? I don't remember driving it today.
Take the elevator.
An unknown voice whispered. Goosebumps ran down my spine as the warm force followed up with a gentle caress to the cheek. Startled with fear, I went with the command. LA-ITY it is.
Oh my gosh, babe.
My husband and my best friend. My heart pounded against that steering wheel. I couldn't even drive straight. It was him. The adrenaline skipped through my veins as I ran in his direction, legs feeling like the feathers of a dove. I ran, wind holding back tears, trying to figure out where he went and why he would run away from me, especially when I've been looking for him all day. At a time such as this, when our day took a turn for the worst, my head was pounding. I just wanted to find him, hug him, and go home to our daily normal. We didn't even have to go out anymore. I didn't care. I just wanted to be able to lay on his chest like I do when he comes from work. That's all I wanted. But I knew that this was just the beginning of a long night. And yet again, people who don't know how to open their mouth, rich and snobby, of course, what's new? Uh-oh. And here it comes again. That unspeakable force, a halo of warmth around my head, Bluetoothing directions to my brain, and harmoniously with the force, my radio turned on. The song sounded so familiar, but I just could not remember much about the song, no matter how hard I tried. As I raked through the bits of my mind, I saw him again. He was waving at me and gazing at me with the same kind and loving eyes that studied my hands this morning.
Shania, remember, so you can wake up.
The force whispered, sending chills through the whole car and down my spine. It said my name for the first time. It was also the first time I received chills from its message, its directions, signals, codes, or whatever this is. I came to the conclusion that I was asleep in a dream, a horrible dream. I must be. I had to be. That would explain the illogical weirdness and craziness. That would explain why my husband keeps defying logic by disappearing in thin air. That would explain the nonsensical timeline of events I've experienced, or the fact that my memory is partially gone. Maybe the whole day was a dream. Maybe we never left our bed this morning and I'm still asleep in the comfort of our home.
Let the light guide. Grab hold and ride. Follow that glare. Cast your...
As I stood on the ledge trying to wake myself up, a vision of a beautiful mountain appeared in front of me, then disappeared.
Mistake Mountain. Mountain of mistakes. Meet there. Remember, Shania.
No, I don't want to meet anywhere or remember anything. I just want to wake up. Please just help me awake from this nightmare.
I will. Just follow me. Trust me. Everything will be okay. I'll get you to wake up. Just continue to go where I say.
Okay. Little fragments of memories started to spark up like fireworks or like mini puzzle pieces to a mosaic. The place I just drove from was called Islands. It's an aquarium. That's where we had our first date. He knew how much I loved marine biology, so he took me there. Now this was the VINEWOOD playground, where we first met in the 5th grade. We attended Richmond Park Elementary, and our teachers were friends, so we'd frequently have recess together. This tree still holds the carvings of our initials.
The waterfall. You need to go to the waterfall before you wake up. Submerge yourself in the waters.
Whispered the force. The waterfall. The waterfall was where we had gotten engaged. I hadn't visited in years. I've never been so certain about a decision in my life. When I said yes to sharing my life with Elijah Parker and making him my rose and sunflower, I meant that with all my heart.
Submerge yourself so you can let go. Come, submerge yourself so you can awake.
As I got closer to the waterfall, I started to experience an immense emotional pain, but I couldn't explain its source. I didn't know why I suddenly felt this way. The turmoil and anguish came crashing down on me like a tsunami wave. With each step, a new flood of feelings hit. What's going on? What is this? What's happening to me?
Just step in. Trust me, you won't be able to wake up unless you step in. This process is necessary. You need this. We don't have much time left.
I stepped in and began to weep. The pain was unbearable. A horde of conversations between me and my husband came rushing through my head as a vision of another waterfall just like this one played peekaboo with me. As I stepped out, I felt exhausted and grief-stricken and ready to awake from this. Before I knew it, that gentle, warm wind was surrounding me again. But this time, I recognized the voice. It was as if my ears had been opened for the first time.
Shania, it's me, your husband, Elijah. The force is me, and was always me. I need to tell you something. I think you're ready now. Don't talk, just listen. I need you to believe and trust what I say, no matter how unbelievable it sounds. See? I came to get you. This is not a dream. This is not a figment of your imagination. You're in the Twilight Zone. We're in the Twilight Zone. And if we don't get to that mountain soon, we'll be stuck here forever. The lost ones, a wanderer, stuck here to carry the weight of our lives. I know it doesn't make sense, but I'll explain when you get here. It's almost time to wake up, not from a dream, but from another dimension.
I swear, the clouds could hear the thuds from my heart beating so fast. Everything that I thought I knew about this place and where I was and what this was no longer existed. Every justification that I fed myself to believe that this was just a dream shattered at my feet. I knew from the very beginning that I felt a different type of alive. I felt more alive than I've ever felt. I made it to the mountain to see what looked like an old mining tunnel, but still no awakening. I was still here, whatever here means. Elijah was nowhere in sight, and the air got very still and quiet. Too quiet. I started walking back to my car thinking maybe he wanted me to wait here, and then boom! The doors of the mining tunnel blew off like angels had burst through them. I slowly approached the tunnel with inquisition while being pulled in by a suction of crisp air. Although the tunnel was dark and hollow, the aroma smelled like life and love and freedom. I can't really explain it. Can't really describe it either. You would have to smell it yourself for you to truly know. As I got closer, I started to hear that song again. The song that kept playing randomly today. The song about the sunshine.
Shania, it's time. It was May 2nd, 2021, our 5th anniversary. That morning you smiled at me like you were the happiest woman alive. Like you could finally breathe again since the loss of our baby. I know how hard that time was for you and I seen you at your lowest, the days where we sat in the fertility specialist with gut-wrenching uncertainty. The days where you didn't want to get out of bed. The days where you were pummeled with so much guilt and sadness that you couldn't even look at me. Even though I never blamed you or put you at fault. I took off of work for a couple of weeks to be there for you. I enrolled us into therapy. We sought out our spiritual guidance from our pastor and we were healing. At least I thought. After a few months, you stopped talking about the miscarriage completely. You even started to sound optimistic about trying for another baby. I thought you were healing. I thought we were healing together. But whenever I wasn't around, you were drowning in alcohol and the same sorrows you told me you had let go. That morning, you guzzled, God knows how much tequila, behind my back while I was in the shower. Then you brushed your teeth to mask the smell. We were supposed to ride together like we always do, but that day, oddly, you insisted that you drive yourself. Maybe that was your way of trying to hide your sins, or your version of protection. But either way, I should have looked into your decision just a little bit harder. I drove in front of you to lead the way. We were only 2 blocks away from Rodeo Drive when it happened. You were speeding and you zoned out under the influence. Your reaction time was too slow to brake when you saw my car. You rear-ended me at 90 miles per hour. You didn't have your seatbelt on, so you were thrown to the edge of the intersection. I didn't know what hit me. It was so fast. Last thing I remember was the heat from the sunshine beaming down on my face and the smell of my own blood. It was 12:43 p.m. when you killed me. It was 12:43 p.m. when you killed us. And all of our dreams, goals, ideas, plans, and hopes for creating a family. You killed the future memories with our loved ones. You killed everything we were going to own except for our love. I died on impact, but you didn't. You were taken to the hospital, unresponsive, barely clinging to life. Shania, why didn't you tell me? You should have been honest with me and talked to me. If you would have just put your pride aside and told me the truth, I would have made it my life mission to do more. And you know that. But instead, you tried to buy peace of mind by drinking poison, and you didn't even realize just how high the price was. It cost us everything. You died at 2:27 p.m. that afternoon. The aquarium, the playground, the waterfall, all the places that were going to take you that day after the concert. The song that you kept hearing is called Sunshine by Peter Collins, the guy we were going to see. That was your favorite song. I thought it would help you remember things. Remember us in our past life. That waterfall is called the Waterfall of Weeping here. It's a place to start the grieving process for souls who still haven't figured it out. We're currently on the mountain of mistakes. Anyone who passed from a mistake or an accident, they must enter to the other side from here. That's why I was trying to get you here. I used the other places to soften the surprise. I knew if I told you right away, you'd lose your mind, and we'd be stuck here. In case you're wondering about my feelings towards you, I'm still madly in love with you, and I never stop, not even for a nanosecond. Celine Dion was right. The heart literally does go on. I'm not angry at you. I'm at peace. I accepted it. I know you weren't trying to hurt us. You didn't intentionally stab a dagger in our earthly hearts. You were just trying to escape the agony. Although it was not a great choice, I understand that it was a mistake. You truly made a mistake. I made quite a few of those too throughout my life. The biggest ones being not checking up enough to see if your heart was generally okay, and not making sure you didn't feel alone in the depths that we were in. I'll forgive you, Shania, if you'll forgive me. I'm not leaving this world without you. I won't leave this world without you.
Maybe we are supposed to meet the wrong people before we meet the right one. So when they finally arrive, we are truly grateful for the gift we have been given. Maybe it's true that we don't know what we have lost until we lose it. But it is also true that we don't know what we're missing until it arrives. Maybe the happiest of people don't have the best of everything, but make the best of everything that comes their way. Maybe the best kind of love is the kind where you sit on the sofa together, not saying a word, and walk away feeling like it was the best conversation you've ever had. Maybe once in a lifetime, just once, you find someone who not only touches your heart, but also your soul. Someone who loves you for who you are, and not what you could be. Listen to me, and listen to me clearly. Take it from me. Whatever you do not lose all of that by drunk driving. I, Shania Parker, approve this message.